Greetings to another video. Today's video is going to be an effort up the climb that I did 26 times for Rafa's 26 climb challenge, because I did it 26 times but I only got 25 segments on Strava, so I thought I would do it again, record all the data for you and just do a blast up it and try and get a PB from it. So this is it. So this is where the segment starts. So you can see my watts in the bottom left, the gradient in the bottom right, the speed and my RPM at the top left. So straight away you get into like, it's 15% straight away. It is a brutal little start of a climb, but look how pretty this climb is. I know you saw bits of it from the video, but it is definitely, I just thought, you know what, I want to show you the whole climb because I just think it is beautiful. So this is so pretty. So you can see now like 16% straight off, and I'm holding like 320 watts. For reference, if you want to work it out, I've not worked it out, my weight is between 63 and 65 kilos around about, like depending, I don't really weigh myself. But yeah, it's between 63 and 65. So you can kind of work out what my watts per kilo are. So this climb basically has got 3 steep sections in it. This is the first one, then it levels off. Second one, levels off again, then the final one. And at this point I'm like, oh my days, I am out of breath. Only because my type of climb I think I'm better on is longer gradual climbs, whereas this is going to be like the perfect training for me to get better at steeper stuff, because I want to get better at steeper climbs. And I've actually started to really like doing it. You wouldn't think doing a climb like that 26 times you would like it. You would think you've had enough of it, but actually all I want to do is go back and keep climbing it. It is, if you live around Manchester, come and do it, because it is really pretty. So now it does start to, I say it starts to level off, and it's still 6%. It's just because the other bits has felt so steep. And you'll see now that my watts are really dropping, and that is because I am rubbish on the flat. I am not good, and I think it's to do with speed. And I think it's because when you're on a climb, you can push really hard, and you're still going relatively slow. Whereas when you're going fast on the flat, I just don't like, I think I get a bit scared that I think that a car's gonna come out, or there's pheasants all around here, or a pheasant's gonna come out. So I think that's why I'm able to mentally I could mentally do it, but I think that's just holding me back. So I just ease off on because I want to be safe. I don't want to come off, I don't want to crash. So yeah, you can see now at 10% again, it is just a brutal little climb. To say, I think it's 3.8k, it's an average of 5%, but it's really not really reflective of the type of climb that it is, because of the steep sections in it, and you've got a little bit of downhill, so that really lowers the average down. So yeah, again, flat, a little bit downhill, and my power just drops. And the best way of getting an overall, your best power, is to try and keep it level. But it's way more difficult to do that when you've got such an undulating segment. Like, look how nice it is, and you come through like a little bit of farm area. Oh, it's so pretty. But yeah, I know on this bit it's going to get steep again, so I'm able to push a little bit down. And I guess it does look worse on the corners, but it's so quiet there, you can hear any car that's going to be coming. So I can hear stuff that's in the distance. It might look like it's fast. Well, it is, it's 35k an hour. But then look at the floor, like I'll tell you what, like this is not the best for, I guess, trying to get fast, and because of the surface of the road is really bad. There's potholes everywhere, gravel. But doing it 26 times, I kind of realised that there's if you just come past it, actually, there's a little sign, it says Toads Crossing. There's like a little warning sign. It's so sweet. I've never seen that before in my life. Like, I've never seen that anywhere else. It was like, there must be loads of toads around. So this is the second part of, like, the second of the third steep bits. This is the bottom of it. And today actually, no, I didn't do it today, but the day that I did this, my legs felt really, really good. It was 2 days after I'd finished it. So I had a day off in between. I actually went for a run on the day off and then came back and did this because I was like, oh, I might as well just go back and have another go. But yeah, like 12, 13%. And I'm just like, just go, just do it. And like, look at the floor bit there. That like, you're constantly looking, there was glass all over it as well. I don't know how, like, touch wood, I don't get one, but touch wood that I didn't get, I don't get a flat going up there because there's glass all over the place. But it is really quiet. Like generally in the day, it's pretty quiet. I mean, you do get a couple of boy races later in the night, but it's so pretty. So what I would say is if you're wanting to get better at climbing, is just literally climb. Like that's all I did. I was never fast at the start. I was always at the very back, but I just kept riding because I loved climbs. I just absolutely loved that feeling of almost like exhaustion. I think it's the suffering, isn't it? We as cyclists, we just love to suffer. So this is coming up to the very top. So 15%. This is getting to the very top of the climb. Because I know there's a little bit of a descent coming up, so I know that I can push. However, I changed gear and dun dun dun, my chain came off. I swore a little bit, put the chain back on, so I'd stop for about 18-20 seconds, I think. Which is fine, it doesn't mean anything, this is just for the fun of doing it. It doesn't mean anything, it's just fun. So yeah, we've got some little descent here. So this is the thing, when I did the 26 climbs one, it's all well and good having a descent climbing it, but you still got, when you're going back up, you've still got to then bloody climb again. So I'm like, there, I'm just freewheeling it. Because that little corner is a tight little corner, so. And then I'm like, come on, get the watts back up. And you'll see as well my cadence, probably not so much on this, but even on the actual climb bits, I'm trying to keep my cadence as high as I can possibly get it. So between 80 and 100, ideally around 90. I think my average actually was 91 for it overall. And then we're coming up now to I guess the third climb section of it. So coming around this corner, and then on the left in this field, there were some llamas. There were 3 little llamas. I don't know if you can see them here. No, you won't be able to see them. Never seen llamas. Like, this is why this climb's so good. You've got a toad crossing, llamas. There's always like cows, obviously, in the farm, which is not particularly nice. Not for the cows, anyway. But yeah, it's nice to see the little llamas. And I love pheasants, and there's pheasants kind of running around. But you've got to be so careful. Always keep your eyes on the road because you just don't want a pheasant to pop out and take you out. This type of climb, or like this type of effort, I don't necessarily do that often. Like a lot of my efforts are on the turbo because I've got like set training that I'm doing on there. But there is nothing like going out and just hammering a climb. I just think it is the best feeling, especially if you've got, I mean, I know we can't do it now, but especially if your mates are there, and racing them, and I love it. I remember my friend Darius once, we were in Mallorca and we were coming back up from was it the lighthouse? And I wanted to get a really good time, and he was sat on my wheel. I was getting mad at him. I was like, get off my wheel. And he's like, you'll have to ride me off. And so it was like such a fun, like, I don't know, it's just fun, isn't it? Just riding with your mates and just pushing yourself in like nice fresh air, and I just love doing it. So yeah, this is coming up to the last steep section. So this is slightly less, so like 9-10%. Oh, it's just so nice. I love this climb so much. I have a newfound love for this climb. And I think a lot of people don't do these types of climbs because they're like, oh, I'd rather just go around it. But you only get better at doing climbs like this is by doing them and just putting the effort in. And when I started, I'm going to do another video of like my progress and stuff, for anyone new that's watching. But honestly, I was always at the very, very back of any group ride. No matter if it was flat or it was hilly, I was always at the back. And I've just carried on. I was just so persistent, and I just loved it, and I just loved climbing, and I just loved riding my bike. I just stuck with it, and I've just got fitter and fitter as the years have gone on, and I've dropped weight, and yeah, In fact, are there any other climbs that you'd want me to do power data for? Obviously it's got to be local to me because obviously we're going to do like the one ride a day, but if there's any that you want to do, maybe I'll do a Home Moss one because I think that's around 9-10 minutes my PB on that, so it's not going to be a particularly long video either. I mean, maybe it is, maybe you don't want to hear me talking for 9-10 minutes. And then we encountered the tractor. The tractor actually stopped for me because I was going to pull over because I nodded and he's like, no, come on. I was like, how nice is that? And he was checking to see if I'd be able to get round at the back. I thought that was so nice of him. And then you've got like this lovely field, all these little cows in. Right, this is coming up like, look at how bad that bit of road is. Oh. And so now this is, I keep saying it, but this is like the final little stretch. So I was like, come on, Katie, just push out them watts. You're almost there. And actually, on the day that I did it, it was a bit of a tail crosswind. One of the days that I was doing the actual climb was brutal. It was headwind up there, and it's quite high up and it's really open. So any wind you're gonna get, you can see the wind turbine going. You can see there, it's kind of like a bit of a cross tailwind. And even like this 5-6%, like this feels generally flat now because you've done the steeper. I think that's the beauty of doing steeper climbs, that the more you do the steeper climbs, the better the kind of gradients feel. Can't wait to go back to the lakes and the dales and do some of those climbs again. Park Rash is, I definitely want to go back and do that again. Let me know any steep climbs you want me to have a go at. Hard Knot is the only climb that I can think of that I've ever had to get off and push. I've not ridden the whole way. I've done it 3 times and had to push 3 times. I think that's the fear because it's so steep and it's like literally the balance of just staying on the bike. So I need to go back and conquer that one, maybe later this summer. So I'm like with my watts, like I don't know why, my legs just felt good that day, and yeah. And so that little section there, where those little flags are, that is the actual end. So you can see there, my time was 13:17. However, my moving time was 12:59. So I lost 18 seconds stopping putting my bloody chain on. But it doesn't matter because I got a joint 4th women's. So I definitely will go back and have another go. Hopefully my chain doesn't come off. So my total time was 13:17 for that effort, and I think before it was 15:30. So I knocked a couple of minutes off it, which I'm pretty pleased with. Let's have a look at my average, like the actual date. So my average cadence was 91, which is good. Power 286. However, that should be higher because I actually stopped for like 18 seconds, so that power will have dropped out. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and yeah, let me know if there's other climbs, any other climbs that you want me to do power data for that are generally quite local. I think Home Moss, because that is one of my loops, so I could go and do that next time I ride that way. If you want to see that kind of stuff, let me know what other stuff you want to see, and hope you're all well, and I'll see you next video.